This is another little video about gouache, particularly as compared to acrylics. So here's my little test page. So I had this formerly done up. So this is all acrylics, and it's golden brand acrylics, which are like one of the top, if not the top acrylic that you can purchase, artist quality, professional artist quality. There's Triart. There's a few colors that I get from other artist suppliers because I like the color, right? So the cobalt teal I quite liked, and it was cheaper than the golden cobalt teal, so I bought it. Cerulean blue. Some of these are Winsor Newton. Winsor Newton cerulean blue and cerulean blue hue, and golden. So yeah, a few Triart. I really like the Winsor Newton in acrylic. They're burnt sienna, raw sienna, and transparent red oxide. So there's the burnt sienna right there. But yeah, I really love the transparent red oxide. It's gorgeous. These are just gorgeous colors. And I wanted to have the transparency, so I didn't, that's why I went for those, and those are some of my favorites. What's really interesting though is I thought, because not a lot is said about gouache. I think a lot of people think gouache is like a children's paint, or, how would you say, it's like the poor cousin of the other paint mediums, the watercolors and or oil paints even, or acrylics, but they're not. They are pure pigment in a lot of cases, and you'll see, like when you look at the transparency of the, okay, here's cadmium yellow light, Indian yellow, here's cadmium red light, which is more opaque, of course, because of the cadmium. A lot of these colors are really translucent or transparent colors, like the quinacridones. Those are transparent or translucent. The cobalt teal is even is translucent, whereas it's supposed to be more opaque. Anyway, getting into the gouache. Wow, look at this beautiful opaqueness that you get. There's the cadmium yellow, which is quite opaque. And again, the opacity is going to depend upon how much water you put into it. But I wanted to have it not watery, I wanted to have it just right, because I want the opacity of gouache. There's hot geranium, which is not a cadmium. It's a quinacridone, I think, or maybe naphthol red, probably naphthol red, I'd have to check it. But anyway, you get opacity. Look at that really nice opacity in the leaf green. Like, that is fantastic. The turquoise green, you can get some opacity happening right there. See, it kind of blends off because it got watered down, but here, look at that beautiful opacity. Same with the cobalt turquoise, really quite nice. Like, it's even more opaque than the Triart cobalt teal. And the ultramarine blue has more opacity. Phthalo blue, not as much. And of course, the iron oxide red ochre is absolutely rock solid opaque. Then we have some up here, let me just see here. That's the ivory black, very opaque. And ivory black is a translucent color, so that's kind of impressive. So that's marrying M. Graham's black. Let's see what we got here. M. Graham's burnt umber. Again, look at that. That is really quite opaque. I mean, that's just one passover. So if I wanted that to be more opaque, I'd do 2 or 3 passovers without disturbing the bottom layer, right? Because you can reactivate it with water, so you just be careful. Burnt sienna has more opacity to it, and then let's see what this is. That is, I think, Winsor Newton. Burnt sienna. So there's 2 different types. There's Winsor Newton. I'm not sure. I can't remember now. But anyway, really. So, and the vibrancy. I mean, they're even, dare I say, more vibrant than the acrylics. Isn't that something? Look at that beautiful vibrancy. So, and when you buy the gouache, right, when you buy, the most expensive are Winsor Newton, of course, and even Holbein. Holbein's pretty pricey. You can pay anywhere from, I don't know, 8 or 9 up to 25 or even $30. So, yeah, it's not a secondary, it's not a second or third class medium. It's right up there with the top. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share this with you and just encourage you. And if you're like, oh, I can't afford it, just buy a few tubes of top quality stuff like Holbein or Winsor Newton. I think in another, I'll have to give her a shout out, another video she talked about, she really likes Schminky. So schminky is also good. But just buy like a limited palette, ultramarine blue, something like cadmium yellow light, or even medium if you want. And a good red would be like, you could use a magenta, so you could get like a processed colors like cyan, yellow, and magenta will make any color pretty much under the sun. So yeah, you would do cadmium red. I would go with light, I mean, but that's just me. And you could do like a geranium. Like when I'm just looking at here, like a good basic would be like if you wanted to do a hot, cold. This is another video, but if you wanted to do a warm, cool palette, you know, cadmium yellow light, cadmium yellow. You can do cadmium red light and quinacridone rose. I'm not drawn to. I'm just see. I don't use it that often. I even forget the name of it. It's your basic. It's fugitive though. It'll come. Yeah, over 50. This is what happens to your brain. But anyway, that gives you cool, so you can mix cool colors, and of course ultramarine blue. I've got ultramarine blue deep here, but you could use that, and because that is more blue red, and if you wanted a blue green, you could go with phthalo. A phthalo, so that would actually, that's 6 colors plus white plus black if you wanted, because you can mix black with the primary colors, but sometimes you just want black. And there you're just going to buy 8 tubes of paint, and that will last you for God knows how long. So you can start with that. All right. Hope you guys have a good week out there. Thanks for viewing my video, and we'll talk to you again. And happy painting.